What's up guys, and welcome back to the channel. In this video, we'll be talking more about Ethereum and what future it may have in the next 10 years. I'll also be showing you some of the articles that I found online, as well as show you a good clip from Brian Brooks explaining what Web3 is in the blockchain. So just a reminder guys, I'm not a professional advisor and this video is for informational and educational purposes only. So let's get it on. Alright guys, so let's start off this video by explaining what Ethereum is. For the complete beginners that out there that are asking, what's Ethereum? I mean, what's the difference of Ethereum and Bitcoin? So let's go through this one. Good explanation that I found on the internet that would definitely be helpful for you guys is that Ethereum is a technology for building apps and organizations, holding assets, transacting and communicating without being controlled by a central authority. There's no need to hand over all your personal details to use Ethereum, and you keep control of your own data and what is being shared. Ethereum has its own cryptocurrency, Ether, which is used to pay for certain activities on the network or the Ethereum network. Now, to answer the question between what is the difference between Ethereum and Bitcoin, this is an additional information for you guys. Launched in 2015, Ethereum builds on Bitcoin's innovation with some big differences. Both let you use digital money without payment providers or banks, but Ethereum is programmable, so you can also, or Ethereum is programmable, sorry. But Ethereum is programmable, so you can also build and deploy the centralized application on its network. Ethereum being programmable means that you can build apps that use the blockchain to store data or control what your apps can do. Now, this results in a general purpose blockchain that can be programmed to do anything. A good example for that is, like, say for example, okay, your phone, all right? You have a phone and you have your apps in the phone, right? So the apps in the phone are what we call like the dApps. So those are like, say for example, your play to earn games and all those good stuff. Those are the apps inside your phone. Now, your phone runs on a network. Like say for example, you're in America, like Verizon or AT&T. If you're in the Philippines, you have Globe, you have Smart, and with other countries, you know what I mean. That is your network, and that can be your Ethereums. That's a good example. That would be a good analogy for you to understand what a blockchain network is and what Ethereum is. So that's the explanation for that one. Now, while Bitcoin is only a payment network, Ethereum is more like a marketplace or financial services, games, social networks, and other apps that respect your privacy and cannot censor you. So that is the difference between the Ethereum and the Bitcoin. I hope it would be like an eye-opener for you guys. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to use the comment section below. We will try our best to address all your questions as you put them there. All right, so next would be, what is Web 3 or Web 3.0? So that's one thing that you might already have encountered in the past while you are already, if you're someone that has already played to earn games in the future and all those good stuff. What is Web 3 really? Okay, Web 3, also known as Web 3.0, is an idea for a new iteration of the World Wide Web which incorporates concepts such as decentralization, blockchain technology, and token-based economics or economics. Web 3 is a way to redistribute ownership of the internet, and the whole point of Web 3 is getting ownership and decision-making away from small group of people into the hands of the community. Now, I have a short clip that I would like to show you. It's with Brian Brooks, and there is really a good explanation on what that is, and here it goes. Okay, here we go.
Mr. McHenry, thank you very much for that question. I think that's critical to understanding what we're all trying to build here. So the characteristic of Web 1, if people remember their original AOL account, was an ability to look in a curated walled garden at a set of content that was not interactive but was presented to you on AOL the way that Time Magazine used to show you the articles they wanted you to see inside of their magazine. Just you could see it on a screen. The innovation of Web 2 was that suddenly you could not only read content, but you could also write content. This is when the blogosphere became a big thing. People remember this from the late 90s, the early 2000s. The reason for the centralization of the internet, of course, was that all of that activity was being monetized by a very small number of companies. Facebook, as the chairwoman mentions, Google, and 2 or 3 other companies. What makes Web3 different is the ability to own the actual network. And that's what crypto assets themselves represent, is an ownership stake in an underlying network. So when you hear people talk about, for example, layer 1 tokens, what they mean is this is your reward for providing the ledger maintenance services, the computing power to the network that on Web 1 and 2 was done by Google, right? So now people in my hometown of Pueblo, Colorado can actually own the Ethereum network, but they can't own the internet. That's owned by Google and a few other companies. That's what the Project of Crypto is all about, is allowing people to directly own the networks that have native assets that are supporting it, and that's the nature of decentralization, where the token holders are the people who control the asset, not Google.
Token holders, for our language here on the Hill, those are digital assets, right? Which are the keys to open up the ledger.
So that was a great explanation on what Web3 is. So that clears, clear the clouds up on the questions on why is it Web 3.0? What is Web 1.0? What is Web 2.0? So those are explained in that video. And the link to that will be in the description of the video. If you want to watch more about that, it's very educational, and you're going to be learning a lot of things about that as well. But moving forward to more about our Ethereum. So the next one that I would like to let you know would be the reason why I think Ethereum will continue to grow. Okay. Now, let me show you real quick the top blockchains by their total value lock, or the TVL. You see that Ethereum will dominate this one. Let me show you this right there. See? So this is the top 10 blockchains by total value locked by Q2 of 2022. So just 1 quarter back. It shows that Ethereum really dominated, like the $47, and then BSC, you have Tron, you have Avalanche, you have Solana, Polygon, and a lot more. Right? Now, I'm not saying that those other blockchain networks are bad or one thing that they can't cope up with Ethereum, but those also have a lot of potential. It's just that Ethereum really, really excels into that. And what I feel, I mean, I just feel that Ethereum still has a great potential to grow more and, get to that like $20,000 per Ethereum eventually. Is that, if they could possibly create a way on how they could minimize or reduce the amount of gas fees that they are charging, that would be a great help to get more and more and more users into the platform. Now, just going to a deeper dive, and I will try to make this not as deep and, make it into a layman's term wherein you can understand what that really is. So you guys, the ones that are still starting with crypto would also be able to grasp this. So I feel that the success of blockchain is not solely dependent on the number of users alone, but the number of developers getting into the blockchain network, developing a lot of like applications and all those good stuff that are in the network, developing all sorts of stuff, so users can utilize. Now, Ethereum is pretty much consistent in dominating that. They are drawing like 20 to 25% more developers compared to the rest. Thus, the reason why the Ethereum network currently dominates the dApp development. Let me show you this one. Why are most dApps built on Ethereum, right? So that's going to be your next question. Like, you're saying that there are more developers, there are more dApps getting into Ethereum. Why is that? So this one will answer your question. Despite the growth of alternative blockchain networks, the centralized applications, or the dApps, exist almost exclusively on the Ethereum blockchain. So the Ethereum virtual machine is the primary driver of this trend, with the development kits and application templates, serving to continuously improve the developer experience. In combination, these tools enable the development of any application that lacks its own platform. Projects can leapfrog the development of proprietary blockchain by using the Ethereum framework. Decentralized apps on the Ethereum blockchain also benefit from a vast community of developers, amplifying the network effect. Decentralized apps using Ethereum also have a clear path to monetization, which also attracts developers. Of course, you know, if you are a developer, you would like to get paid, right? And that's what also they are doing. However, blockchains like EOS or Tron and Tron have shown that alternatives to Ethereum are gaining popularity within specific dApp market segments. And again, guys, just like what I mentioned earlier when I showed you this one, the other blockchain networks are not bad because, you know, that there's a huge gap. It doesn't mean that they're bad. You know, there's a lot of potential to these other blockchain networks, especially Solana, Cardano, Avalanche. You know, there's a lot of other blockchain networks there that has huge potential, and I encourage you guys to do your own research on those as well. We would also like to know, you know, what are the things that you would like us to create a video on. Put it in the comment section below. Okay, so just like what I mentioned, there are a lot of other blockchain networks there that I encourage you, or I would recommend that you guys check out, like the ADA, the Polygon, you have the Solana, and all those good stuff. Again, put it in the comment section below. What are the things, or what are the next videos that you would like to see from us? All right, so until then, guys, if you have any questions, put it in the comment section. We'll gladly answer that for you. So we will see you on the next. I'm out. Peace.